Hello and welcome to YouTube, where we listen to your consumer gripes so your dinner party guests don't have to.
Then, after keeping me on hold for 3 days...
Darling, do tell him about the warranty.
Oh, yes!
Oh, wow, is that the time?
Here's something new for YouTube. Someone's being a dick. Because as Marit pointed out, if you buy something on the Dick Smith website...
During the checkout process, when I was prompted to check the box for their privacy policy, it also signed me up for their newsletter because it was the same checkbox.
I'm not sure privacy and a mandatory newsletter go together.
Can I have some privacy, please?
Sure.
On closer inspection, it seems that you can complete the purchase without filling in the checkbox. But that's not made clear to users because it looks like the checkboxes that are compulsory almost everywhere else. Even one of our researchers on the show, Mark, whose job it is to look out for this stuff, fell for these sneaky dicks. And as punishment, he's been doing humiliating cameos ever since. Isn't that right, Mark?
There's no baby in the script, is there?
Thanks, Mark. Australia's Spam Act is clear. You have to consent before you're sent any marketing material. But if you think clicking that box is your only option, and you're agreeing to 2 things at once, is this really consent? Marit put that view to Dick Smith, who said,
"Your feedback has been valuable to us."
but not valuable enough to add 1 more checkbox to their website. Which is fair enough, the World Wide Web is famously lacking in space. So we tried to get through to Dick Smith in a way they'd understand.
We disagree that we have broken any laws and agree to being portrayed as creeps on the checkout.
They haven't replied, which is a shame because we'd really value their feedback. Next up, some juicy goss from Joanne.
Apparently, Golden Circle uses beef products in the manufacture of fruit juice.
We looked into this, and surprisingly, it's true. For example, Golden Circle has previously acknowledged through a spokesperson...
Really?
Go on.
Beef-derived gelatin is used to remove cloudiness in our apple juice.
As Joanne pointed out in an email, this information not only affects Hindus, but also vegans and vegetarians. And others.
I'd only drink gelatin that's derived from naturally marbled 4-week bone eggs grown locally, organically and fed on organic...
And what's the perfect complement to this beef-derived gelatin?
Very small amounts of alcohol.
Oh, c'est bon.
Keep flavours stable, clean and crisp.
Brings a whole new meaning to getting on the juice. Although Golden Circle did point out...
They were used only for production purposes and were not present in the final product.
Wouldn't be the first time alcohol has played a role in the production process.
Hey, you look like a pretty woman. Like Julia Roberts.
The thing is, products must label ingredients and potential traces of things that could physically harm people. Allergens like peanuts, crustaceans, hepatitis A, but they aren't required to label processing aids used in the course of manufacturing, which can include things like gelatin or alcohol. So if that kind of thing bothers you, it won't be on the packet, and the store you buy it from probably won't even know. You'll need to ask the manufacturer, has this thing I don't like been used as a processing aid for this product? That's if you really want to know. Finally tonight, an FU from the delightfully named Anne Rainbow, who got an email to celebrate
2-year anniversary of being with Live Connected.
but there was no pot of gold. They told her,
A freeze is coming.
and in this story, Mr. Freeze is more like Mr. Fees. The email that Anne promised,
I was allowed to keep my $11.99 a month plan.
but there was just one catch.
You have to pay a freeze fee of $9.90 per month.
What? So this
Freeze.
fee guarantees Anne won't have to pay more as long as she pays nearly twice as much? That's like saying you're dropping your prices by $15 a month, but with a $20 price drop fee. That's...
Cold.
Mike also got good news from Live Connected, which said he could either pay the monthly freeze fee,
Or change your plan at any time without charge.
and when Mike looked at the website, he saw that he could change his current $19 plan for free to one with the same allowances for $23, which is $5.90 less than it would have been had he paid the freeze fee. I'm gonna need someone to explain this to me.
So if Mike does nothing, he'll be automatically charged his original plan, plus the new freeze fee.
Paying $28.90 for a plan that's essentially worth $23.
Teacher's pet.
So, was this really good news? They did their best to suggest that in their email.
Comparing some of our older plans with what's available today, it would certainly be fantastic value, even when you include the freeze fee.
But given that it wasn't fantastic value for Mike, was this misleading? We asked Live Connected and they said,
I'm afraid that my condition has left me cold to your pleas of mercy.
Nah, just kidding. They argued that since they'd said some of their plans represented great value, it wasn't misleading. Yes, and some might say they were misleading customers with tricky language. Some might say that the use of some in that sentence is carefully designed to ensure some customers don't realise they're not some people. And that's why we also reckon that some people who got that email and, unlike Mike, stuck to the current plan because they thought it was better value, have every right to get a sum back from Live Connected. No, the other one. And that was only one of the tip-offs we've received about outrageous fees and charges. So if you have any doozies, send them into this email address and we'll read them for the small fee of $9.90 per word. Because as the famous saying goes,
in this universe, there's only one absolute.
Fees.
Finally, to take us out tonight, performing the checkout theme music, it's Mark!
How's that?